Hello, craft beer lovers, and welcome to day two. Yeah, dos for Feliz Navidad. Why not? So, we are up the road in Louisville, Kentucky, and they have a bunch of breweries. We're gonna scratch the surface of what was it, like 20?
Honestly, I think it's close to 30.
20 to 30 breweries up there. We have visited Mile Wide, and we were just discussing before we came on the location-wise, because Louisville is sectioned into many different areas, almost neighborhoods, parts of the city. Butchertown being a new up-and-coming area, Nulu being an area which a lot of people have gravitated toward. But unfortunately, they're kind of in between those two. They're nearby both, but I don't think quite in both. So it's really, it's a great location. It's fun to visit. I love their tap room. Like their beers. This is Brabble, which is a blonde ale. If you know anyone who's trying to get into craft brew and they want to get out of the big three, the American light lagers and lagers, blondes are a perfect entryway. The ABV on this is only 4.8, so it's not going to light them up alcohol-wise. It's going to be very similar to what they're having now. Color-wise, it's going to look really similar to what they're drinking now. It's blondes definitely have a lot more character to them, but they're not hop driven that they're going to turn anyone off who wants to start exploring outside the mass produced American Pilsner market, but it's still going to give them some flavor. It's just going to be, to quote Spinal Tap again because I love it, it's just going to be more of an 11, where you get like a 3 or 4 for malt for the big mass produced. You really smell and can taste the malt, but it's not your crazy overboard American craft beer. Like malt notes on the nose, hints of hops in the back, but just enough to keep it from being overly sweet. 4.8 is definitely a crushable beer. Not one I would pick to drink during the holidays. Pizza, burgers. I mean, just, hey, I want to try something besides beer flavored water. What else could you introduce me to? Great starter into the craft beer movement. I think it's a perfect example of an American blonde. They make really good beer. 4.8. So if you know friends and that haven't seen the light, sneak one of these in. They probably will start liking it. It's not hazy. You're not going to throw them off. It just looks like a slightly darker Budweiser. Oh, I mentioned one of the big ones. Sorry.
I was gonna say, is that insulting to compare it to a Budweiser?
It's a darker Budweiser. It's better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if someone was wanting to drink Budweiser and you slipped them this, they probably wouldn't notice up front until they started drinking.
Okay.
And then decided, wow, there's a lot more flavor and a lot more depth there. But you're not slipping them a pale ale where odds are they're going to taste hops and just go.
All right. Okay. So for those people who are like, no, I'm hesitant to try anything.
Right. Speaking of this, they wouldn't know until they start drinking. Looks wise, it's not far off. It's still clear.
Is that what you suggest, like at any place though, if they have a blonde and you're not really sure, would you always choose a blonde?
Depends on your background.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're starting into beer, into craft beer, I would start here.
Okay.
But if you're out and about, maybe not.
Okay.
Depends on what kind of beer you like.
Okay.
But if you're a fan of the big three and want to try something new, there are worse places to start, and that's a perfect example of what it can be. And at 4.8, you can.
Not bad.
No, not quite sessionable where they're low enough that you can drink several, but not enough it's gonna light you up. My White, day 2. Go visit them in
Louisville.
We're not sure what neighborhood.
I'm actually going to say that they're Butcher Town. I really do.
I think you're right, but I know they're not quite in Nulu though.
No, and that's the thing is that they're in that little intersection of. There's a couple of different breweries like in that intersection there that some are Nulu and some are not. I'm going to say Butcher Town.
We'll go with Butcher Town. She would know. So we will see you guys tomorrow for day 3, and keep on drinking craft beer, keep on being smart, and Feliz Navidad. Day 3 coming up. See you tomorrow.